Reserve the right to free. Let this be the night. The old black and white. Come join the right to fight for freedom.
Hi everyone, I'm Jacqui Lewis, the Senior Minister here at Middle Collegiate Church. I'm so honored, delighted to invite you into this special program of art and storytelling. Juneteenth 2022 is an artistic celebration that is a compilation of past Juneteenth programs from the last 2 years. I hope that you and your family not only enjoy the art and the storytelling and the beauty of this moment, but also reflect on what this day is all about. It was June 19th, 1865, that soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas to proclaim, to enact that which had been decided 2.5 years prior in the Emancipation Proclamation. It can be argued that the ongoing project of America is to liberate African Americans from anti-Black racism. That's why we're here today, to make it all of our business until we are truly free.
I have a dream this afternoon that the brotherhood of man will become a reality in this day. With this faith, I will go out of the tunnel of hope through the mountain of despair. With this faith, I will go out with you and transform dark yesterdays into bright tomorrow. With this faith, we will be able to achieve this new day.
Southern trees bear a strange fruit. Blood at the leaves, blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the summer breeze. Strange fruit growing from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolia, clean and fresh, and the sudden smell of burning flesh.
I have a dream this afternoon. I have a dream this afternoon. I have a dream this afternoon that the brotherhood of man will become a reality in this day.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I need not pause to say how very delighted I am to be here tonight. And of course, it's always good to come back to Riverside Church.
I come to this magnificent house of worship tonight because my conscience leaves me no other choice. Some of us who have already begun to break the silence of the night have found that the calling to speak is often a vocation of agony, but we must speak. We must speak with all the humility that is appropriate to our limited vision, but we must speak. Perhaps a new spirit is rising among us. If it is, let us trace its movements and pray that our own inner being may be sensitive to its guidance, for we are deeply in need of a new way beyond the darkness that seems so close around us.
A true revolution of values will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of many of our past and present policies. On the one hand, we are called to play the Good Samaritan on life's roadside, but that will be only an initial act. One day we must come to see that the whole Jericho road must be transformed so that men and women will not be constantly beaten and robbed as they make their journey on life's highway. True compassion is more than flinging a coin at a beggar. It comes to see that an edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring.
These are revolutionary times. All over the globe, men are revolting against old systems of exploitation and oppression. And out of the wounds of a frail world, new systems of justice and equality are being born.
Every nation must now develop an overriding loyalty to humankind as a whole in order to preserve the best in their individual societies. This call for a worldwide fellowship that lifts neighborly concern beyond one's tribe, beyond one's race, class, and nation is in reality a call for an all-embracing, embracing an unconditional love for all humankind.
We can no longer afford to worship the God of hate or bow down at the altar of retaliation. The oceans of history are made turbulent by the ever-rising tides of hate. And history is cluttered with the wreckage of nations and individuals that pursued this self-defeating path of hate. We are now faced with the fact, my friends, that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now.
Now let us begin. Let us rededicate ourselves to the long and bitter but beautiful struggle for a new world. Shall we say the odds are too great? Shall we tell them the struggle is too hard? The choice is ours. And though we might prefer it otherwise, we must choose in this crucial moment of human history.
And if we will only make the right choice,
we will be able to transform this pending cosmic elegy into a creative psalm of peace. If we will but make the right choice,
we will be able to speed up the day all over America and all over the world when
justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
Being Black in America is a pre-existing condition for poverty, discrimination, and death. Black Americans are dying of the coronavirus at 3 times the rate of white Americans.
While Black people make up 13% of the U.S. population, they account for 26% of deaths where race is known.
The incarceration rate for Black people is 5 times the rate for whites. Both unemployment and poverty rates are twice as high for Blacks as for whites. Black wealth is only 1/10 of white wealth. 1/10.
The death rates for Black people are generally higher than for white people in heart disease, cancer, stroke, asthma, influenza, pneumonia, diabetes, HIV, AIDS, and homicide.
Black Americans are more than 2.5 times as likely as white Americans to be killed by police officers.
In 1903, W.E.B. Du Bois wrote, "The problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line."
It's 2020, and white supremacy still has its knee on the neck of Black people. Chokes the life out of Black people.
Beats the joy out of Black folks.
Let's get our knees off their necks.
There are many reasons humans discriminate against each other. Gender, sexuality, language, socioeconomic status, national origin, and religion among them. But racism remains the 21st century problem.
Racism remains the 21st century problem.
It's a putrid hole in the soul of America that does not heal.
The image of George Floyd pleading for his life, his face smashed into the street while police officers knelt on him. A torture that lasted 8 minutes and 46 seconds is indelibly imprinted on the global consciousness.
Decorated EMT Breonna Taylor was shot to death while sleeping in her bed.
Ahmaud Arbery was stalked, hunted, hit by a truck, then shot dead by 3 white men simply for jogging while Black. Who can bear this disregard for Black life?
We say Black lives matter. You say all lives matter. We say, in this nation, living while Black is a pre-existing condition to poverty, poor health, discrimination, and death.
And even as we celebrate Black liberation on this Juneteenth, Black people are still being treated as less than human. They're being slaughtered in the streets, out on runs, and even in their own homes.
When Black incarceration rates decrease, when Black children drink clean water, when Black mortality rates decrease, when Black wealth increases, when Black schools in Black neighborhoods are safe and equipping the geniuses we are raising, when Black lives matter, then, and only then, will all lives matter.
Until then, get with the program or get out of the way. Listen, learn, advocate, initiate.
Celebrate Black resilience. Honor Black resilience. Work for Black healing. Behold Black joy. Unbelievable joy.
This is Juneteenth now.
Black resistance matters.
Black resilience matters.
Black healing matters.
Black joy matters.
Ubuntu. I am because you are.
I am because you are.
Ubuntu.
Yo soy porque tú eres.
I am because you are.
Ubuntu. I am because we are.
Ubuntu. I am because you are. Ubuntu.
My life matters.
My life matters.
My life matters.
My life matters. Get us free.
My life matters.
My life matters. Free.
What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity, your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless, your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour.
For my people everywhere singing their slave songs repeatedly, their dirges and their ditties and their blues and jubilees, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, bending their knees humbly to an unseen power. For my people lending their strength to the years, to the gone years and the now years and the maybe years, washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending, hoeing, plowing, digging, planting, pruning, patching, dragging along, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing, and never understanding. For the crammed, bewildered years we went to school to learn to know the reasons why, and the answers to, and the people who, and the places where, and the days when, in memory of the bitter hours when we discovered we were black and poor and small and different, and nobody cared, and nobody wondered, and nobody understood. For my people, standing, staring, trying to fashion a better way from confusion, from hypocrisy and misunderstanding, trying to fashion a world that will hold all the people, all the faces, all the Adams and Eves, and their countless generations. Let a new earth rise. Let another world be born. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a second generation full of courage issue forth. Let a people loving freedom come to growth. Let a beauty full of healing and a strength of final clenching be the pulsing in our spirits and our blood. Let the martial songs be written. Let the dirges disappear. Let a race of men now rise and take control.
Son, I am telling you this in your 15th year. I'm telling you because this is the year that you saw Eric Garner choked to death for selling cigarettes. Because you know now that Renisha McBride was shot for seeking help, that John Crawford was shot for browsing a department store. You have seen men in uniform drive by and murder Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old whom they were oath-bound to protect. And you have seen the same men pummel Marlene Pinnock, someone's grandmother, on the side of a road. You know now that the police have the authority to destroy your body. And it does not matter if it's a misunderstanding. It does not matter if the destruction springs from a foolish policy. Sell cigarettes without the proper authority and your body can be destroyed. Turn into a dark stairwell and your body can be destroyed. And destroyers will rarely be held accountable. Mostly, they will receive pensions. All of this is common to Black people. And all of this is old to Black people. And I know it is hard to face this, but it must be said. Because this week, you also learned that the killers of Michael Brown would go free. The men who had left his body in the street like some awesome declaration of their inviolable power would never be punished. And it was not my expectation that anyone would ever be punished. But you were young and still believed. You stayed up till 11 p.m. that night, waiting for the announcement of an indictment. And when instead it was announced that there was none, you said, "I've got to go." And you went into your room, and I heard you crying. I came in 5 minutes after, and I didn't hug you. I didn't comfort you, because I thought it would be wrong to comfort you. I did not tell you it would be okay, because I never believed that it would be okay. But what I told you is what your grandparents tried to tell me. This is your country. This is your world, and this is your body. And you must find some way to live within all of it.
Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how that good old union has come in here to dwell. Which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on? My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's girl, and I'll stick with the union till every battle's won. Now tell me, which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on, my lordy? Which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on? We ain't never been neutral, we stand for what is right. Black lives matter, queer and trans, wake up and get your life. I said it. You hear every voice loud and clear. Protectors of our land, indigenous people, we rise up, still here and still strong. Now tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on, my people? Immigration, black, brown, Muslim, Catholic, queer, bi, trans, love. From Emmett Till to Sandra Bland, the blood is on our hands. 500 years of hate and fear. Let's fix this world right now, people. Which side? Yeah.
Helped are those who are content to be themselves. They will never lack mystery in their lives, and the joys of self-discovery will be constant. Helped are those who love the entire cosmos rather than their own tiny country, city, or farm, for to them will be shown the unbroken web of life and the meaning of infinity. Helped are those who love others unsplit off from their faults. To them will be given clarity of vision. Helped are those who create anything at all, for they shall relive the thrill of their own conception and realize a partnership in the creation of the universe that keeps them responsible and cheerful. Helped are those who love the earth, their mother, and who willingly suffer that she may not die. In their grief over her pain, they will weep rivers of blood, and in their joy in her lively response to love, they will converse with trees. Helped are those whose every act is a prayer for peace. On them depends the future of the world. Helped are those who forgive. Their reward shall be forgiveness of every evil done to them. It will be in their power, therefore, to envision the new earth. Helped are those who love all the colors of all the human beings, as they love all the colors of the animals and plants. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be hidden from them. Helped are those who love the lesbian, the gay, and the straight, as they love the sun, the moon, and the stars. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be hidden from them. Helped are those who love and actively support the diversity of life. They shall be secure in their differences. Helped are those who know.
Beware. All too often we say what we hear others say. We think what we are told that we think. We see what we are permitted to see. Worse, we see what we are told that we see. Repetition and pride are the keys to this, to hear and to see even an obvious lie again and again and again. Maybe to say it almost by reflex and then to defend it because we said it, and at last to embrace it because we defended it and because we cannot admit that we've embraced and defended an obvious lie. Thus, without thought, without intent, we make mere echoes of ourselves, and we say what we hear others say. To survive, let the past teach you. Past customs and struggles, leaders and thinkers, let these inspire you, let them help you, warn you, give you strength, but beware. God is change. The past is past. What was cannot come again. To survive, know the past. Let it touch you. Then let the past go.
Why not me? I asked myself. Was the song I sang off key? Hold back those tears. Convince yourself just wasn't meant to be. Some wish upon a star in hope one day that wish comes true. But I'm asking God with much regard, are the dreams I want taboo? Born for this, destined for greatness. Am I prepared for this? Your strength for my weakness. Found that life's not always easy. Question if it's worth the risk. Follow my heart and it will lead me. And yes, I was born for this. But if I stay here and wait, my dreams will die. Can't be afraid to try again. 'cause my heart is torn. Never let it question why, the very reason I was born. Born for this, destined for greatness. God give me strength for this, your strength for my weakness. Found that life not always easy. Question if it's worth the risk. Follow my heart and it will lead me. Yes, I was born for this. Born for this. Destined for greatness. God give me strength for this. Your strength for my weakness. Found that life's not always easy. Question if it's worth the risk. Follow your heart and it will lead you. And yes, you are born for this. Yes, you are born for this. I was born for this.
Hey, it's Jacqui Lewis again. I don't know about you, but I am positively tingling with the beauty of the music and the readings in this piece. One of the texts in the Bible that has carved on my heart and in my memory is this small text in a letter written by the Johannine community, 1 John chapter 4. The verse is simply, God is love, and those who live in love live in God, and God lives in them. God is love, and everyone who resides in love resides in God, and God resides in them. I find myself thinking about what kind of nation this would be if the people who settled here, who so-called discovered this America, looked around at what they happened upon, a beautiful land inhabited by a beautiful people, indigenous to the space. What if they who were Christian looked upon those faces, looked upon those bodies, and thought to themselves, God, who is love, resides in that man on the horse, that woman stirring a pot, that child running and playing with other children, that God has taken up residence in this loving family, this loving community. What if the people who were so-called Christians, who decided to avail themselves of Black bodies as free labor, colluding to kidnap them from off the shores of their homeland and transport them across the ocean in abominable conditions? What if those captors looked at those beautiful Black bodies and thought, God, who is love, inhabits this family going about their business in the village, teaching children, raising children, farming the land, caring for each other, having wisdom, dance, art, and celebration. What if they had seen those people as fully human and in fact inhabited by divine? Can you imagine the world that we live in today? I can. And though we cannot go back in time, God wish we could, we cannot go back in time, but right now, in this moment, we who say we are Christian can take to heart this wonderful, beautiful belief, actually, that comes from our Hebrew brothers and sisters, that there is a God who spoke into the world, calling out of the world a created order, the Debar word, the spoken word that said, let there be light, let there be darkness, let there be a created order, let there be humankind, and let them be seen as good, very good, the psalmist from our Hebrew tradition that said he was awesomely and wonderfully made, understanding that to be in the image of God. What if we, who say we are Christian, look upon the face of the Black American, the Black Jamaican, the Black diaspora around the globe, and see there the beauty, the glory, the power, the history, the story, the ingenuity, the creativity, the scientific wonder of Black people who have made this nation what it is in terms of art and culture and music and design, in terms of math and science. What if this truth and beauty of Black folk was celebrated because God, who is love, lives in us? When we come to the conclusion, we as a people, that the beauty of diversity is by God's design, and these particular Black bodies are in the image of God and therefore powerful and magnificent and to be cherished, then we will be free from the anti-Black racism that chokes the life out of Black people and also diminishes the souls of everyone else. I'd like to think about our families as a site of liberation, as a site of revolution, that we can teach our children to be revolutionary in their love for the created order, for what God has done, especially by sitting with our children and talking about the news and, yes, giving them books on race to read and music, jazz, blues, gospel to consume, to listen to. Their hearts will crack wide open with joy and love at what God has done in Blackness, and delight in it and celebrate it and stop fearing it and wanting to stomp it down. This is our calling, to raise a revolution in which Blackness is celebrated as a gift. May it be so.
There's no need to fear. We have the strength to find the truth in the end. Let's sit down and talk about what we need. We're in this together. Ooh, let's do the right thing. Yeah, we all win in the end. Oh yeah, let's do the right thing. Yeah.
So what became of us, the prodigal children, since leaving home? We experienced the appalling cruelty of being stripped from our native land and being torn from our families, and endured the torturous journey of the Middle Passage, and we still rose. We were divided, we were divested of our language, culture, and customs, sold like livestock, raped and bred to perpetuate more victims, crushed beneath more than 2 centuries of government-sanctioned tyranny, and we still rose. We were made to labor a lifetime for another with no recompense, only to be released to suffer even more indignities of black codes, convict leasing, peonage, and Jim Crow, and we still rose. How is it that a people who suffer generation upon generation from abuses such as these and more still manage to rise? Yes, we have still managed to rise. In spite of our past, we have still made strides. We are a people of uncommon strength and fortitude. Our growth, though, has been slow and stunted. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. We know there's still so much more we have to do. Today, we are rapidly approaching an impasse. The world is changing, and we are lagging behind in our preparation to take advantage of the new order. In the future, if we are to move ahead and thrive, we need to truly understand and accept who we are. It is through knowing who and what we are that we can identify our strengths and build upon them. Then, using our strengths, we need to heal from the injuries of our history. We need to heal ourselves. We need to heal our families. We need to heal our communities. Once we know ourselves and are solidly on the path to health, we can move at a pace necessary to more than catch up. We can excel.
Stretch marks all over the place, and there's a mole like a mountain on the side of my face. It makes it hard to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn up and down. The scale smiles in my face, and then my skin starts to warm. When I go any place, it makes it hard to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn. Don't get in to the voice within. It'll take you down. In those thoughts you'll drown. So become your friend and make this live. I gotta learn to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn, and there it goes. The demon talking just as soon as I wake. Say no, you can't. That I fail with every risk that I take. It makes it hard to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn to love. I gotta learn the voice within. I gotta learn to love. You down. Me, I need to love.
where to start. This is coming from the heart. Never thought I'd come this far. Ain't easy to see when you in the dark. This little light, oh, I tried to diminish it. I couldn't see me beyond all my blemishes. Face looking just like the end of my sentences. Faith on me, I thought I'd never see the end of this. But then my focus shift. The only way to get over this was to know the difference between inside and out. I'm shedding light on my pride, then I hide my doubt. Folks say, gotta get grace. I got a testimony on me, only know how to get back. I'm incredible. And if I never love me, I can never love you. If I never love me, I can never love you. It'll take you down. Oh, yeah. If I never love me, I can never love you. Yeah. If I never love me, I can never love you. Oh, I gotta learn to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn to stretch towards the mark of seeing me differently. I gotta learn to love me. I need to love. I gotta learn to love.
I love you.
I love you.
In her book, Becoming, Michelle Obama says that grief and resilience live together. And that is such a true statement for all of us right now. We are collectively processing the grief that we've been processing for centuries of many Black people being murdered at the hands of racism and white supremacy. And our ancestors have passed the baton to us in these beautiful, resilient ways, asking us to continue to move towards collective liberation. We've made much progress and we've still got so far to go. So I'm so glad that we've got the resilience to continue this fight. We're processing so much grief outside of police brutality as our loved ones are crossing over, especially during this time, during COVID-19. My father passed away recently, and processing the grief during this pandemic and while physically distancing has required a resilience that I never knew that I had. And it's a resilience that I will now know that I have forevermore to continue this journey and this fight together.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside's all light. I am divinity defined. I am the God inside. I am a star, piece of it all. I
am colored. But I offer nothing in the way of extenuating circumstances except the fact that I am the only Negro in the United States whose grandfather on the mother's side was not an Indian chief. I remember the very day that I became colored. Up to my 13th year, I lived in the little Negro town of Eatonville, Florida. It is exclusively a colored town. The only white people I knew passed through the town going to or coming from Orlando. The native whites rode dusty horses. The northern tourists chugged down the sandy village road in automobiles. The town knew the southerners and never stopped cane chewing when they passed. But the northerners were something else again. They were peeped at cautiously from behind curtains by the timid. The more venturesome would come out on the porch to watch them go past and got just as much pleasure out of the tourists as the tourists got out of the village. During this period, white people differed from colored to me only in that they rode through the town and never lived there. They liked to hear me speak pieces and sing and wanted to see me dance the Parsi La, and gave me generously of their small silver for doing these things. The colored people gave me no dimes. They deplored any joyful tendencies in me, but I was their Zora. Nevertheless, I belonged to them, to the nearby hotels, to the county, everybody's Zora. But changes came in the family when I was 13, and I was sent to school in Jacksonville. I left Eatonville, the town of oleanders, Azora. When I disembarked from the riverboat at Jacksonville, she was no more. It seemed that I had suffered a sea change. I was not Zora of Orange County anymore. I was now a little colored girl. I found it out in certain ways in my heart as well as in the mirror. I became a fast brown, warranted not to rub nor run. But I am not tragically colored. There is no great sorrow dammed up in my soul, nor lurking behind my eyes. I do not mind at all. I do not belong to the sobbing school of Negrohood who hold that nature somehow has given them a low-down, dirty deal and whose feelings are all but about it. Even in the helter-skelter skirmish that is my life, I have seen the world is to the strong, regardless of a little pigmentation, more or less. No, I do not weep at the world. I am too busy sharpening my oyster knife.
You're battered and blue, he drinks and you pray. You cringe in the corner, but you're still in his way. You ought to run like hell, but you always stay. Stand up. Stand up.
You're out on the street, you're only 15. You ought to be dancing right homecoming queen, but you sleep in the alley and cry in your dreams. Stand up. Stand up.
You learn to speak English so you can explain that you need a job for the money to pay to bring your hungry family across the border someday to this town and these streets that your ancestors paved. Oh, stand up. Oh, stand up.
Now I know a poor man from an occupied nation. He was trained as a carpenter, then he lost all patience, for he believed that the truth was the chosen vocation. Still they hung him like a criminal, despite the adoration of the invisible masses, who, forgetting their station, believe in a God who loves all creation. Oh, stand up.
Well, that's all for tonight, folks. I'll try that again. Well, that's all for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Remember, our liberation is tied up together. We are inextricably tied to one another. There is no us, them. So do not let these people deceive you. It is us, us. When black people are truly liberated, then and only then will America have kept its promise. If you want to stay connected to this movement, go to middlechurch.org. And as we close out tonight, I want to end it on a piece that I wrote specifically for Middle Church. It is called We Shall Overcome. And y'all, overcome we shall.
Your knees, cry, help me please. You can help yourself, no matter how hopeless you feel. What I'm discovering, that God's been waiting on me, oh, He shall. Oh, we shall. This life ain't about being down and out. For yourself up and see, God begins working. Take your eyes off of me. Don't worry about what I'm doing. There's cause for stumbling. They kept me from being free.
What an inspiring program. Thank you so much, artists, for giving us such a gift of your time and your talent. It means
so much. And for us to be able to make this gift to our families, to our community, to be inspired by your words and your music, we give you thanks. I want to invite you, folks who are enjoying this program, if you're looking for a all the things community in which to do the work of love and justice, to work until all of God's people are free and until anti-Black racism and xenophobia of all kind are past tense paradigms, you have found the place. Go to middlechurch.org/join and you can be a part of our community. And if you'd like to make a donation so that we can continue to do the work of justice, middlechurch.org/donate is how you can make a donation. God bless you as you work for liberation. Thanks again.
You're welcome in this house. Rest inside this house. We all are flawed, no judgments made. That's the beauty of this place. You're welcome if you're gay. You're welcome if you're straight. Bi, transgender, or confused, this invitation's for you too. You're welcome in this house. Come inside this house. Thieves and liars, those ashamed, 'cause their bodies how their living's made. It's safe here. Oh, Christ hath renewed me. No one is turned away. This rule we cannot break. Just in case. It may seem it's safe here. Minds can renew here. Minds can renew here. Come in and you'll find out. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my lying down and my rising up. Is there any place I can go where I can escape your spirit? If I make my bed in heaven, you're there. If I make my bed in hell, you're there. If I say I'm gonna run to the far ends of the earth, even there your right hand will find me. If I pretend to myself that I can hide out in the darkness, you can see me because light is all you see, even in the midst of the darkness. God, it was you who knit me perfectly in my mother's womb. I thank you and praise you because I am fearfully and awesomely and wonderfully made.
God, there is nobody like me. I am your unique creation. It doesn't matter what color my hair is. It doesn't matter the texture or the thickness of it. It doesn't matter how thick my thighs are. It doesn't matter the color of my skin. It doesn't matter who I love or how I make love to them. It doesn't matter if I've fallen down and made mistakes. It doesn't matter if I'm a sinner or if I'm a loser, because I'm a winner in your eyes, oh God, and I thank you. Come in and you'll find out.